Hey, this is Andrew Brown, and welcome to the free Gemini Bootcamp. As we are continuing on to week, I don't know, near the end here. But I wanted an opportunity for us to get a little bit more familiar with Google's offerings and specifically the Gemini models. And so I brought in my friend here, Rohit, who not just knows like Google products, but obviously a lot of other stuff. But I'm going to hand it over to him so he can introduce himself to you, and then we're going to jump in and see what we can learn about Google's offerings. Sorry.
Hello everyone, and thanks Andrew for that cool introduction. So about me, so I'm Rohit, and I run this company like startup consulting known as a developer service. But other than that, I'm also GD Google Cloud developer expert for Google Cloud, and also I do like kind of AI, Kubernetes, and Istio service mesh, and those and kind of a things. But yeah, like currently I'm talking about zero trust in AI workloads and all, and I will be similarly talking this in KubeCon. So going ahead of this opportunity which Andrew presents to me, I will be showcasing today the Gemini Power, then also what Google products are there which are really amazing, and you don't need to take everything on your local system. You can just use AI Studio and run everything there. I don't know why they named it as the AI Studio and not DeepMind AI Studio or DeepMind Studio and something. Logan is also dreaming about it. He's the
But the
Google product.
the one thing I like though is I don't think Google renames their products very often. Like other providers like Microsoft, AWS, they just change the name on you. But Google, I
Yeah,
think, is
yeah.
a little bit more stable about their names, which I like. Just a few other contexts. Rohit is a Docker captain. I think CNCF ambassador as well, right?
Yes, yes,
So
ambassador. Yeah.
probably good friends with James. James was in our live stream. I think last week. Yeah, last week. So
Oh.
that was really fun with him. But I guess my question, like, because you're really good on the cloud native side and the Google side, does that mean that you like to deploy your clusters, your to a GKE? Is that where you like to normally put them,
Yeah.
or?
So
Mhm,
yeah. So like I have worked in AWS, Google Cloud, as well as Oracle Cloud.
mhm.
Not that much worked under Azure and all, but yeah, like depending on the use case of the companies, we use anything. And when I was at Solo, I deal with a lot of clusters. Like there was a company for which we were deploying like 1,000 clusters using Istio service mesh and all. So depending on the use case and what company prefers, what kind of a contract they have with these companies, they prefer to use that. So
But
we still don't know like which is the better and all. Yeah.
But I guess my question is do you have a personal preference? Because I found GKE really easy to use. Another one like that was really easy was Sivo, but like did you have any, like, if you do your own personal project, is there one that you like to utilize
Yeah.
or
So thing is like GKE provides me free credits and all, so that's why I prefer GKE. As well as GKE is lot simpler than other clusters, other Kubernetes management platform. AWS EKS is also nice. Like it is the first Kubernetes management platform which I have used.
Hmm.
I wrote a lot of blogs on it, but now when I switch to GKE, I'm just using GKE for anything I need currently. Yeah, for the
Okay.
Kubernetes
Yeah.
management.
And the reason I say that is like I started off on the AWS side using AWS EKS, and I
Yeah,
mean, now that I know how to use it, I can do it. But like, I think one of the hardest parts for me is always the ingress controller, like getting stuff into the cluster. And
yeah, yeah.
AWS, even today, like I was going back and trying to figure it out, and it was painful. And I'm just like, I'm gonna go over to GK and have a nicer time. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and bring up your screen here, and I believe that we are right now in Google AI Studio. Now,
Yeah,
I believe that there's another studio that Google has, which is the Vertex AI
yeah.
Studio.
What
What's the
I can say.
difference between this one and this one? Like, why is there two?
So yeah, so for Vertex AI, I will just show you the Vertex AI too. Like if we go to the Vertex AI by Google, you will see you have to try it in console. So Google Cloud has that, or you have to create the Google Cloud account, and inside that you have to use the Vertex AI, and
Hmm.
also you can use the API, and like you can enable all recommended APIs, and that is view tutorials. So they have their own cloud studio kind of a thing where you can practice the labs, cloud labs, and all, and you can try the Vertex AI. But thing is like you have to do it on the cloud collab collab on of Google collab and stuff, and also you can use in the Vertex AI Studio.
Mm-hmm.
So it is also the similar, like you have to use in the open chat and all. But one thing is like you have to prepare your Google Cloud account from ahead, right? So if you don't have anything, you don't have Google Cloud, or you don't know how to launch the platform, you don't want to give the credit card to Google Cloud and all, then simply go to AI Studio. And it is like you just have to go like AI, oh, aistudio.google.com,
Mm-hmm.
and feel free to use it. So
Mm.
inside that there is like prompts, real time, and we will discuss everything later. But yeah, do
It
you
feels
have any questions? Yeah.
it feels a lot similar to like how like in Azure you have the Azure AI Foundry. They renamed it. They're talking about renaming things. It used to be called Azure AI Studio. Now it's Azure AI Foundry. But the OpenAI, like if you go to OpenAI's playground, it looks almost identical to the Azure
Yeah,
AI Foundry. And so I kind of feel like there's always like an easier entry point, and there's one where it's like, oh, you're on the cloud service provider with everything else there.
yeah.
And so, yeah, I can see how Google AI Studio will provide less friction if you don't want to buy into the entire ecosystem on day one. Sorry.
Exactly, exactly. And one of the coolest thing is like you will see here uh token count, right? So
Yep.
there are like 2 million tokens for my chat,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't have to pay anything to Google. Like it is for free.
Oh,
Yeah. Who
wow.
provides 2 million tokens for free?
I didn't even know, like, I didn't realize it was like so like upfront and center there. Now I'm going to your AI Studio Google.com. Um,
And best thing is like you chat it with a lot and all and all, and you think like now I used my 2 million tokens, now what to do? Just open new chat. You have free tokens again.
that's really interesting. I guess the question, does it vary per? I'm just going here because I see you have 2 million. I have 1 million. Maybe it's the Canadian conversion. Maybe the pounds are worth more, but
It
I'm
depends
going.
on the model, which model you
Oh, yeah. I say I went to just Gemini 2.4 4 Flash, and now I have 2 million. 2 million.
Yeah, so if you use flash thinking, then it will be 1 million. If you use
Hmm.
pro, which is experimental currently, that is a 2 million kind of thing.
Okay. Cool.
So moving ahead, so if we talk about Gemini, Gemini is like Google's AI, we can say,
Hmm.
similar to all of the competitors like XAI, OpenAI, then Mistral, and everyone is doing the same thing, right? Then AI Studio is the Google's product where you can use this Gemini for free and all. There are different models which we just talked about. There is a Flash, depending on what is your use case. So Gemini Flash is also nice, means like it is one of the coolest model, I would say, in the Gemini, which I use a lot.
Hmm.
And there is a flashlight they have recently launched, which is you will see like input dollars is cheaper compared to Gemini Flash, because it is the light version of it, right? It is like zero point 0.1,
Well,
but here
I,
it is zero point
well,
0.075.
I want to show something just quickly to boot campers here. I'm just going to share my screen for just 2 seconds because I want to emphasize how inexpensive this thing is. Um, and I keep going like, wow, it's really inexpensive, but I just I need someone to push me a little bit farther here. But I'm going to try to make my interface larger. And so I'm in Windsurf, right? I like Windsurf. And so here they show like credit usage, right? So 3.5 is one times, 3.7 is one times, thinking's 1.25. This has no GPT 4.5 is really expensive. We had
Yeah.
we had Trevor from AWS, and he was going to analysis, and he just showed like GPT 4.5, which is like vroom, it's all the way up there. But down here, look at this, it's 0.25. It's like I think it's the cheapest credit on here,
Yes,
right? And,
exactly.
and I don't know why I just don't go like this and start using it. But we'll go back over to your screen here. I'll get my screen out of
Yeah,
here, and we'll go back over to here.
yeah.
And that's what we want to find out because I hear it's really really capable, right?
Yes, exactly,
Mhm.
exactly. So if you know the Replit and other this platform, so which has that is assistant AI assistant embedded from the start,
Mhm.
you will see like Gemini Flash was like free version of Replit assistant. Now they have moved to GPT 4o mini, but previously it was like Gemini Flash. So similarly, whoever wants the cheaper version of AI capabilities, then they use the Gemini Flash and all. But yeah,
Mhm.
the flash thinking model, which is like really amazing model for like if you
Oh.
want your model you to think a lot, you want to do like searching, research, and all, then Gemini 2 Flash is really Flash thinking is one of the coolest model.
Well,
And similarly,
well, the
yeah,
reason why that's really interesting is because first of all, Flash is really fast. Like think of it as a mini model, but mini model with thinking. Because
yeah,
thinking can greatly increase the capabilities of a model, right? And so I think
yes,
this is the
yes.
first time I've actually seen a smaller model have thinking or reasoning built into it. Sorry.
So you will see like it is good for reasoning, coding, and
Mm.
multimodal understanding as provided by Google. But also we will use this model only in the few minutes. And also another model they recently experimenting a lot is like this, which helps for the real time streaming. So good with the vision, we will say. And similarly, if you have any integration tools and all, you can use this model with that. AI tools to make more use of your capabilities and all. Yeah. So yeah, there are a lot of models other than that, like LearnLM and all. These models. This is open source versions of Gemini's model,
Hmm.
like Gemma. You will see like a lot of talks around Gemma open source and all. So this is the open source version of these models, where you have like limited tokens, and they are built on the, like you can say 2B, 9B, 27B. Yeah, right.
Hmm.
So moving ahead, there is another things which we will talk about, like function calling and structured output and all. These are the tools AI Studio provides from ahead, so you don't have to worry about tuning and all, right? So yeah, looks good till now. Let's deep dive into what why AI Studio is nice, right? So one of the thing is like I like a lot. You will see sample media here, right?
Hmm.
So you can use the sample media, as you can see here. We will choose any of these, like let's say there is this Sherlock's, let's choose the Sherlock Junior, which is like you will see 10-minute clip, and we will add it to here. And let
Sherlock Junior.
yeah, Sherlock Junior.
Even in
So
1924, they were starting to do Sherlock Junior. They had
yeah.
moved beyond just
And
regular Sherlock. Sorry. Yep.
yeah, and if you see here, it is
Hmm.
like 177 million, 77,000 tokens are using.
Oh.
Yeah, so it scans really fast because it is sample media. But similarly, if you upload the video, I have tried it, and it is still way faster than any studio platform I have used. So you can try once. So let's ask anything like what are the best achievements Sherlock had in his video.
Hmm.
Let's ask this, because I have never tried this example. I'm just trying this raw example ahead of the audience to make it really simple and raw kind of video. So it will take little time. So we will it doesn't take much time, but yeah, little time for that. Meanwhile, we can see here what I was talking about, tools and all. So let's say you have some things your model to do, like you want only structured output kind of thing. You can say set that structured output, and it will give you that kind of format. And there is also edit safety settings, because you will see like you don't want the head speech from the model, right? Then there's other things, and right. So if you want like safety settings to be not on, then
Hmm.
you can choose here to be there. Like there is also you must be seeing like a lot of AI models are coming with the NSFW filters and all, right? So
Yep.
this is similar kind of a way, but not completely that part, I would say. So as we can see here, Sherlock Junior had many detective achievements in this video. Here are some. So it also gives you timestamp, so you can go click on the timestamp and see like what they did. So similarly, 51, he hopped onto back of moving train. Then similarly, it also showed like from this time to this time he fell asleep, and then he was a great detective and all. So everything achievements in this video, they provided all of this. Similarly, we can try it for more examples, like let's say you have this museum, right?
Hmm.
So in this museum also, let's say what kind of antiques were there. Yeah. uh,
Yeah. Well, you,
who are the museum lovers, they can try this. Similarly, if you have like any your original video, let's say
mhm.
you have been going to lectures of the your students, right? A lot of audience will be mostly the students, I guess. So you are doing the you are sitting in the lecture, you are shooting the video and all, and then you can go to home and ask Gemini AI Studio, like Google AI Studio, can you
Check
can
check this
you
check this out. I
yeah,
I I'm learning so much with you on the stream. I'm just like so excited. But like one of the videos here is the JLPT N5. It's a this is a listening exam. We did this a week ago where people had
okay,
to make similar questions, right? I literally just provided the YouTube link and I said like tell me the breakdown of all the questions in there and boom, I got all the breakdowns like instantly. I was just like
yeah,
and
that's what I
it was so
wanted to
fast. Or another thing was like I'm trying to understand this morning I do Japanese language learning. I'm trying to understand the word amari, which is means like leftovers. And so I said, okay, break it down, explain it to me. I got this stuff here. And I said, give me some challenges. But I went over here, I fed it over to the same prompt, this better than Claude's output for some like structurally, right? Now reasoning is a different story. I don't know, but structurally, I find this actually better than what Claude's producing than 3.7. I'm going, why? Why is that? I don't understand, but I'll get the screen back to you. But I'm already starting to go, wow, you know?
exactly, exactly.
Hmm.
So as can you go again to your can you go again to your
Oh, sure, yeah.
set screen?
Hmm.
So inside that, can you scroll? Yeah, system instructions. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. I didn't even touch that. Yeah. Oh,
click
here.
on that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All I
So
just
here
read it here, right?
also, yeah, here also you can set the tone and style, whatever you have in mind, and these models can just answer that things. Yeah.
So I wonder if it'll let me do mean because this is something Claude won't let you do. So I'm going to go ahead and enter this in as this thing. And so, okay, I'm going to say like another word in Japanese. I'm trying to think of one here. Let me go to G show. G show is, oh yeah, how about the word vertical? No, I don't want the word. Let's say to transfer, which is this word here. So I'm going to bring it over to here. And so now I've said be a mean and stern teacher, right? And I'll hit run and we'll see what we get. I want to see if it actually does it or if it will refuse to do it. Let me break it down. My failing students clearly doesn't. It does it. So like, okay, if you go to Claude, I don't know if this is still the case, but I'll show you this. Like, okay, so I'm gonna go and start a new conversation here, and I need a little bit of this prompt. So I'm gonna go all the way to the top, and oh, you want me to do something here? Let me see. Did I? Oh, maybe that was this one. Oh, sorry, I mixed them up, but it still worked in the right one. So I'll go grab this prompt here, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna just go here, and I think somewhere here you should be able to specify. It's probably in projects, which is fine. You have to go into projects too, which is kind of silly. But I'm gonna say tone, be stern and mean.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if it will do it. Because normally it would refuse to do it. This is not being mean, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
They are not.
or it would outright refuse. So 3.5 would normally outright refuse. This one here, we go back over to it. It did. I think it was here. This
Yeah,
one.
another
Sorry.
one. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and
Scroll down. Scroll down. Yeah.
mhm, mhm. Here it is. Here it
Yeah.
is.
So, this
So
one.
mean to move, transfer to shift. And I mean, like, obviously it doesn't follow the other one because I didn't say break it down the same way. But here it says, it wasn't super mean, but it still did it. So now let me tell me what specifically would you like me to do this word? Give you a sentence, explain the difference between it. Don't just stand there, ask a proper question. So that's perfect.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So let's try a thinking model, right?
Sure.
I talked about this Gemini 2 Flash thinking experimental. So
Yep.
what actually is different from what we talked about till now? So like,
Hmm.
tell me more about like quantum computing, right? Let's talk about this, right? So
Yep.
now you will see there is a thinking, right? What
Hmm.
it does. So it actually shows entire reasoning to you. You will not see this actually in your APIs if you use the Gemini API to your local things and all. But here you will see like it is actually going through everything, and it thinks about it again and again, and it rethinks like, should I talk about this, should I talk doesn't talk about it, that kind of thing. You might have seen this in the DeepSeek R1 and all, right? This is similar version of that, I would say. But yeah, like you have free tokens and all, and you will also see like I would also use clear accessible language, avoiding overly technical jargon. I didn't have to ask about it, right? It
Mhm.
is deciding from its own. So this is thinking model, and you will see like thinking model answer really researched answer. This is really big and researched answer, and it provided entire thing to you. Yeah.
So here we were back in the word with Amari, right? And so I put it into the experimental model. I'm on Flash. You're using 2. Yeah, you're using 2.0. And so let's see what it did for reasoning. So I said, they say before I can learn, I need to understand the word. That is a learning technique that you
Yeah.
cannot memorize something if you don't understand it. Otherwise, you'll
Yes.
just keep forgetting it. So give me a step-by-step list of what we should understand about this word before we can learn it. Let's see what it thought about it. Here's the thinking process. Deconstruct the request. The user wants a step-by-step guide to understanding the thing. This implies a focus on foundational knowledge and structured approach. Okay. Brainstorm key aspects of understanding. Meaning, what does it mean? Pronunciation, writing, grammatical function, nuance and connotation, usage examples, related words, common mistakes and points of confusion. This is something similar. I mean, this didn't show reasoning here, there's probably a reasoning model in here. I'm not sure how we get to it, but
Extended, I guess.
oh, sorry.
Extended version. Yeah.
Oh, okay, the extended one. So in
Yeah,
here, you
but
can. Mhm.
yeah, Sonnet doesn't have much of this reasoning, but yeah, ChatGPT search, deep search, you can try it. That has the better reasoning. Yeah.
Well, here it says we have basic meaning, pronunciation, kanji composition, multiple usages, and so we're getting something very similar. What is it pulling up that's a little bit different here? It was getting common mistakes and points of confusion, which to me is really good. But let's go on. Organize the brainstorm points by step list. So now it's creating the list of say it, how to write it, etc., like that. Flesh out each step. So now apply the general framework in specific. What's really interesting is like I did tell it to think step by step, but my question is like if I didn't tell it to say step by step, what would it have done? Would it have done the same thing like this? Because the whole point of chain of thought is like you say, think step by step. But with
Yeah.
these reasoning, these experimental thinking models, I feel like you don't have to tell them that. They just know to do that. So, what I would like to do as a test, I'm going to just open this a new tab and we'll go over to here. I'm not sure how to manage tabs here, but I'm going to go over to here. I'm going to copy the same thing. I'm just going to take the top one and leave this part out, right? And I'm going to dump it in here and let's see what it does for experimental reasoning. I like how you can really see what tokens are going on. I love that. Other ones don't make it as clear. I guess they do in their interfaces, but right here on the right hand side makes it really, really easy. So let's expand it and see what it's trying to ask. So it says the user wants to understand the context here, brainstorm possible meanings and nuance, explain the structure. So it's getting really close to the same similar thing, right? Flesh out
Yeah.
each component. Okay, then understand the word, and then we get here, and so we have a different kind of example. So I guess the question is like, did it do better
Yeah.
with step by step? It actually appears that it did, because at least
Yeah.
in this one shot here, it seems like chain of thought still can be a little bit useful for it. Um,
Yes.
what's your thoughts?
Yeah.
Or it's all magic.
Yeah. Chain of thoughts help a lot. So that's why actually DeepSeek R1 created buzz around the world, right?
Mhm.
So that's what was the reason. So similarly, I guess, yeah, that's why these thinking models and deep research and perplexity deep research and ChatGPT's deep research are making the buzz. So yeah, chain of thoughts help a lot. Yeah.
Cool. But I mean, that's just those couple models here. Have you used Gemini much to produce code for you?
Yes. So that's what I want to show now.
Oh, sure.
If we go back to the
Hmm.
screen, so you can actually use the Gemini API here. You just have to hit a create API key, and then you can use it. And also, if you don't know like how to actually use this in your own system and all, you can just paste here, and you can ask like make a SaaS app using a Gemini API, which can use Google Vision. Let's say I just ask it, and let's see what actually Google helps me here. If it should actually give me the code of how actually I will using this Gemini in my own local system and all. So let's see. It is providing core features like you will see here. uh, like image upload. E-commerce business can upload product images, then Gemini vision analysis, then tag generation. So entire thing it is providing on its own. And it also provided simple Python Flask backend code for me, so focusing on Gemini vision because that was my goal from the start, right? Similarly, it provided me entire code which I can just go on the VS code, and let's say cursor or any windsurf or whatever you use and all. So you can use it, you can try it. Initially it will give you error for sure. Sometimes it is the best. But yeah, like try it and use the cursor to make it changes and all. You have like AI and all, so it also gives give you entire steps like how you can try it and all. So that's how I will use the Gemini API if I want to create from the start. And as well as once you do this in the cursor or windsurf whatever you have, you can set the instructions to your cursor like I'm using Gemini API and I want to build this platform, can you create the PRDs and all, and then you can simply create the entire code and all. That's how I actually use the cursor, and as any models I use. So yeah, Gemini is the free one. So I will say like use Gemini Flash for whatever thinking and reasoning you want for your application at the free cost. So I don't think anyone is providing that at a free cost. So mega use of it.
Yeah, the how do the Gemma do you know much about the Gemma models? Like, do they how do they compare with Gemini or, like, have you seen anyone interested in the Gemma models?
Yeah, so let's say you are building your own SaaS platform and all, which is highly using AI and all. So right, so you can use the Gemma, do the fine tuning on it, and then you can use it for your system. Directly using Gemma will help you in the little like little chatbot and all. But if you want like more capabilities of the Gemma, then of course you have to do the fine tuning and all, and you can do a lot of things around it.
So do you think the key difference is that you're downloading the model weights and you're serving the model as opposed to like Gemini Flash is I believe is only an managed API, right? So the difference is that Gemma the model weights are executing like if you think from a cloud native perspective, like if you use Gemini Flash, that model isn't running in your cloud native cluster, right? But Gemma would
Yeah,
be. So that
yeah,
might be
yeah,
the key
exactly.
difference of
Yeah,
like
yeah,
people might
yeah,
have like
yeah.
concerns about what's going on the servers of
Exactly,
not that
exactly.
I'm not that concerned about Google, but I'm just saying like if
Yeah,
people's
yeah,
aware like from a
yeah.
from a, optics standpoint for the company, that might be the
Yeah,
key difference.
yeah. Let's say you want to just do open source version. You don't want to share anything to Gemini, and you just want
Hmm.
to do everything locally. Then of course go to Gemma, grab that model and use it on your local system. You also Google also provides a lot of documentation for Gemma on Kubernetes and all. So I guess one of my friend Abdel, who is Google developer advocate, creates nice content around it. So go check it out, like how you can use Gemma on Kubernetes. And similarly you can build something on Gemma and use it, because you don't want to share anything to Google. You want to keep it secret, right? So
Hmm.
that's how you can provide it more secure kind of a platform. Yeah,
I'm also noticing that Gemini has Gemini Live. I didn't realize that it had that capabilities.
yeah,
How much do you know about that? Like, I'm just wondering, like ChatGPT, I use it sometimes. I use it to talk to it to like learn Japanese words and have a bit of back and forth. But I'm just wondering, like, what capabilities does it have here? I'm sure we won't be able to hear it because the stream won't send it along. But have you used this much at all, or?
yeah. So let's say you want to use the Gemini Live, right? So you can directly go on this link or
Mm-hmm.
click on the stream real time.
Mm-hmm.
Once you do that, then it is simple. Like let's say you want to show something to Gemini. Let's do the same thing. Like I will share my screen.
Oh, you can share
And
your screen. Wow.
yeah, so I'm showing my entire background and everything,
Mm-hmm.
right? So let me ask check permissions. Oh, I have not given the permissions. Okay, okay. So let me refresh it and show Gemini with my webcam, like whatever around me. So and I can ask Gemini, see outside. Do you recognize anything? I guess it is blur. So first let me do like unblur kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So yeah. Do you recognize the camera anywhere in my screen? And what kind of a camera is that?
Oh, okay.
Can you
So
can you hear that? Can you hear that?
I can't hear it, but I mean, it's just it seems like it works just like stuff. But I know no one's gonna hear it. I'll make a separate video and I'll show people a demo of what the sound like. But I'm just curious. I'm gonna just try quickly myself here. I can just say talk to Gemini. I say start recording. Oh, I gotta allow it from the site. Hey Gemini, can you tell me how would I say in Japanese? I need to wake up this morning. So I it did. Oh, sorry. We'll talk to you folks. I just stop there. But it says, okay, in Japanese, how would you say this? And okay, in Japanese, you would say,
Yeah, your system is also not on. Oh, system audio.
oh no, I can't. I know you can't hear it, but what I'm saying is like I was just listening it back to see if it was right, and it's funny because it's using a pronunciation that sounds like an English person saying it. So like probably an example would be like in Spanish, there's the word jalapeno, like for a spicy pepper, but like a person in English would go jalapenos because that's how they would phonetically pronounce it. That's how this model is doing it. So when you use ChatGPT and you ask it to speak Japanese, it will switch from English to Japanese with the same voice, and the pronunciation is pretty close. But here, it's doing its pronunciation as if it was saying it in English, right? So I mean,
Yeah,
it still was able to do it, which was cool, but one deficit there
yeah,
that
yeah,
live
yeah,
instruction, but still
yeah,
impressive that it can analyze stuff. So maybe not
yeah, exactly.
multi-model voice, depending on what voice we choose.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
we get is Puck. Do you get anyone but Puck?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If it's yeah, so whatever I showed in that example,
Hmm.
uh, I guess we showed at the real time, right? So
Hmm.
where I asked for the whatever is in the background and all, and I particularly asked about that camera. So it actually noticed that camera, and it told the colors in a manner. It is like far away from me, right? Still, it
Hmm.
answered the colors exactly. And if I would continue to ask it about the brand and all, it would have given me the answer in the correct version. I have the entire demo kind of a video when the AI Studio launched on the LinkedIn, so
Hmm.
anyone can go and check it out. Another cool thing is like you can also share your screen. So let's say I want to share my screen, and let's say uh, now it is seeing my screen, right?
Hmm.
So I will ask him, Gemini, can you check how I can run this code? Yeah, exactly. So it is I know the code and I know like what is going on. So I will just ask it like how actually I can run this code. Yeah. So I will simply ask like how I can use the Gemini API key here. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So it asked me again. Like, yeah, so it continued to do the same, and it actually goes into the code. It says the code, and it will give me the Gemini API key link that I can go to the aistudio.com and all, and I can grab that key and use in my local system. So you have to just go through like 2 3 times again and again with it, and it does the work. But yeah, like it is really cool, like you can just share the screen on the web browser. You don't have to do it any on, you don't have to use your local system and anything. It does automatically everything. It is really good vision. I would say Gemini vision is really amazing in this capability, Gemini
Well,
Live.
I think the other
Yeah,
thing is like this is code available, right? Is the live or is real time only in here? So like in the top in the right corner, we see that we have options to work with
yeah.
it. I wonder if they actually had a I don't see a code for it, but I don't think ChatGPT has this. But I always kind of wonder like, do any of these provide it as a service streaming? But I don't think so. It might be too expensive. So they probably want you to orchestrate the code yourself, right? I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
sure,
that is
but
that is capability available, but I guess that is in the enterprise version of Gemini is some product. I have seen that demo, but I don't know if we can use it. But yeah, it is
Mhm.
there. But also, you can change the languages and all, whichever you want to hear about. So they have like five kind of a voice. You can try it. Then also, you want like function calling, right? So function calling is like new words declaration of your model, right? So
Mhm.
you can declare whatever you want from the start, and it will act around it. So, and they also provide the API documentation for it. Go through this documentation if you want to do the function calling and all. So this is really amazing, right? You can use the visual editor, add the function declaration and all. And similarly, you can set the parameters to do whatever you want to ask in your model. Similarly, there is automatic functional response, then surrounding with Google search, which is cooler thing, right? Then yeah, which kind of a format you want, like audio or text, which you wanted, you saw that audio, right? Then you don't want the audio, you just want the text, then you can do that stuff.
Mm.
Similarly, one of the thing is like you can tune the model, which is coolest thing, right? Which I talked about Gemma, right? You can bring any model. Now we're talking about flash thing, tuning and all, but you can actually use like news headlines, then choose any existing prompt you have, or you can this is summarization one. So this will actually use your model to tune model, which will only focus on the summarization of anything you want, like fetch the lot of data and it will summarize, like simply summarize everything. One of the thing is starter apps, which I guess you know about, if you know about media pipe and all. So one kind of example will show here, like spatial understanding, right? So let's say there is these things, right? So previously, without this models and all, this AI studio and all, you have to go through this, and you have to set the parameters, bounding box sets and all, if you have ever worked with computer vision and all. So now you can just use these 2D bounding boxes and show the items, and just ask it to like label it, like set the bounding boxes around it. So as you can see, it is setting the bounding boxes and it's set around it. So you can also label each one of with different things, like it is labeled like cup, then it is labeled it as a cup, then it is labeled as a tomato, or what, like mushrooms, and whatever things are available there. If you are using the computer vision, this is a really big thing because you have to set it manually previously by setting the matrix and all. You have to write the code. So this is one of the starter apps and really amazing, I would say. Similarly, there is a video analyzer, explorer are there. So this map explorer is in a way like you can try different version of maps, and you can see like which is the metropolitan version. You This is just using the Google API for maps and doing the different things. You can try different things here. It is all available on GitHub. You can try different things, like you can go on the, you can search whatever place you want to do. Then it's like which are the cold areas, or like take me somewhere is there, right? So take me somewhere like cold one, so went to cold one. You can also go here and type something you want, and you can try it. So these are the starter apps. You can also try different things. There are still, we didn't show everything, but yeah, there is a prompt gallery which you can choose to like like you can see match tutor is there, code optimizer is there, blog writer is there. So just try it, AI Studio. I guess you will like it a lot for your
Well,
day-to-day task.
just seeing the Gemini 2.0 Flash output, it makes me want to go and try to. I have a baseline app that I continually build in different ones that I just haven't done in Flash, and so I'm really curious to see how it performs. Obviously, as the Flash implies, it's really, really fast as well.
Yeah,
I was liking its structured output. So because sometimes it's like all these things kind of do the same thing, but it's like how does it structure the output initially for readability, where I don't have to give it so much structure is also nice. So like where it naturally will structure things. But yeah, I mean, this is a great introduction into Flash. Appreciate your time. I could have probably used your help with OPA. I should have roped you in for that, but that's okay. Any parting words for boot campers before we end the video here?
yeah. So yeah, one of the thing which I would like to share with the bootcampers is like today it is like Gen AI everywhere, right? So try to use AI tools as much as possible to make your task simpler. Like as people say, like AI will not replace anyone or any future developers and all. The people who will replace everyone, as Nawal said, is like the people who are using AI. So use the AI, use AI tools to boost your productivity. Use the tools like Cursor, use the models like Gemini, GPT, and all. Build something around it. And let's say you want to. Let's say you want to use the API of Google Maps and build something around it, like let's say you want to build like local food analysis and all. You can just ask the cursor, like give the project requirement document, like I want these things, and it will follow that instruction and build the app for you, and you can just debug it and design the things. So yeah, like it I would say like software engineers are more becoming software designers using this AI tools. But similarly, I would say like try to use AI tools to boost your productivity. It will help you a lot. And learn open source, learn through the different tutorials you have in the YouTube and all. There are a lot of things available currently now for free, as well as there are structured courses available. So try to learn, build in the open source, build in the public, learn in public, and contribute to open source, because it will help you to get opportunities like you have never dreamt of. Yeah, so all the best, everyone.
And right now, all models are like they're being very generous about making things free, right? But if
Yeah,
when they're not free, that as if you can turn to open source and be able to run models locally or using cloud
yes,
native solutions, that's going to be something that's why we in this bootcamp we're trying to teach both the managed services and the cloud native
yes,
services. But
yeah.
yeah, appreciate your time here, and we'll see boot campers here in class soon. Ciao, ciao.